Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I wanted to post this after spending some time on the game so far. Just kind of, I haven't really been playing as much as I could be. My problem has really been a mixture of things, and if you see hopefully through the video, we'll see how much they've improved it, because I was waiting for some things to become easier to handle. Because I've been getting really, and I mean really bothered by the loading screen, for example. It has been like pet peeves of mine. I know a lot of people have that same issue, and I don't necessarily know what to do about it. Take for example, screen currently is running like regular graphics. I have everything on low. Actually, I found out a couple of things. They actually ended up releasing a bunch of updates for this type of stuff, and it just ended up making a lot of things a lot harder to use. And so I come to you. Yep, there we go. Yeah, that's still around. If you've been playing this consistently for like the last couple of weeks, I've been playing on and off because I just typically play games on and off because I'm not necessarily like the best player in that prospect, and it really has been like it's still going. Yeah, the issue is still ongoing. For those of you that don't know, we've actually had a couple of issues from lag drops, frame drops, a bunch of different things actually. Hold on, let me double check if I have a document to make. I made a document. Let me see the connection. I think shit, fucking pardon me. That's probably fine. Yeah, I don't necessarily I'm finding the thing. Okay. I guess I'll do it from the top because I had an issue when my computer actually shut down. Apparently, at least my note. Yeah, I probably have it on mind. So we're actually gonna talk about a couple of key factors. So we have monetization from the game. We have leveling in the game. A whole different slew of issues when you're actually leveling. I had a specific issue that actually had to pull up when I was actually trying to fight a boss stage. Let me see if I can actually pull it. There was actually an issue I had with one of the fights, and I don't know what it was. I should pull it up actually. I'm pretty sure it was it was a side quest on chapter. Because I'm not even halfway through the game. I'm a friend of mine that's actually been more like, actively on this. It actually made it to chapter 11. Biggest key factor is that if you really want to play this game, you want to go with what the missions tells you. Because if you overdo it, you actually spend more of your materials to not earn. If you truly want to do that, focus on finishing the quest. And after you finish the quest, you can actually do whatever you want. But that's all I can really recommend. Other than that, I don't like the monetization system. I don't like the costume system that they have so far. This is similar to Genshin, and I've heard like it's not. And actually, my brother from his thoughts is like it's not necessarily Genshin. I personally think it really is. Currently, the problem I've been running into. I don't really summon that. Actually, not. Change. Sorry if I'm like kind of going on and off. I've had a couple points like they can't believe I lost that. Hasn't been having like the best time attempts. It also doesn't help that every single other minute this thing is uploaded. I haven't been able to properly play because my computer is lagging way too much for what's supposed to be a decent game that started running actually relatively decent. I don't know what exactly they did. I don't know if it's just kind of like, hey, we have a whole different bunch of different updates, and it just kind of wrecked my game after they updated it. And I don't know why exactly, because it should have been better, really, but it actually started running worse after said update. And it just looks like I'm playing on I'm not playing on necessarily the highest end computer, but I could probably play it on my phone, but my phone would probably have the same issue where it gets hot and it just is unplayable. Because I don't know if you guys ever had this game or this ever happened in Genshin, where you're playing the game and as you're playing, your hands get really hot. For me, what happens is I play for like relatively long sessions if the game loop is nice. So I would probably play a couple like half an hour intervals. My hand would probably get really hot, and I don't want that to happen. So, because I've had that happen to me with Master of Garden actually, and it's just not great for me. Because I couldn't play Master of Garden because my phone would get really hot. And I couldn't actually see the visuals. The visuals actually kind of suck on mobile. And my phone isn't necessarily like lower end. It's just not good enough for that. So if my computer's taking it like this, my phone certainly I don't think my phone can handle it. And I've heard people talk about this. This is a mobile game. Why is this running so bad? Like genuinely, what's this running so bad? There's not like the 3D animations run better on Grand Cross. For some reason, or just 7 cents, for example, because I've played mobile games before. I'm not necessarily new to them. I know there's the systems, but this is like, I mean, it's not Marvel. What else am I gonna say? So, generally speaking, the experience I've had with this game has been really bad. The fact that I made it not necessarily as far as I wish I could, because I've seen some people have made it like to level 36. As a person that's trying to play other games that has been having stuttering issues every 3 minutes, really is what it is. It's really hard to play the game. Actually, let's move here. So, I think it was right here because I didn't really get too far. I've completed everything like 100%. I'm a very like systematic guy. I like to complete everything 100%. It's not that I haven't, and let me show you like where I actually ended up having the issues. Here, because we actually had one of the first issues that I actually had to try this stage like 10 times, because you can't really beat this stage regularly because the way you beat this, right? So suppose you're fighting this for the first time, your goal should be 35 monsters. You would actually get pretty like easily into this, right? Let's kind of like show you like a literal point. Right? So if I do this, right? And it's just kind of showcase kind of like a couple of things. So for this stage, for example, if you're looking not necessarily not to do it. For pointers, you can actually rush this part. But in essence, this part doesn't really matter too much. That is about, what is it like? So if we take into account, right, this defeat 35 monsters and win. This is about a third of that. You can actually complete this in stages, by the way. And here's the thing, right? So there's a couple of things I've had a couple with. So I had to take off the control, I had to swap out some settings because I'm gonna say, I shit you not. I've tried clicking on my, I've had to click my shift key like 100 times because I cannot use the key to activate the swap ability, because I play games like Minecraft, games like I don't know if it's Ark, but essentially stuff like that where you just click shift key to run. Yep. Even stuff like this, right? So here's the thing, right? This is barely enough for, what, like 24, 25? So you have to go through a couple of stages to get this done. So it's fairly easy to, it's fairly able to be beat, really. This, I've already completed once. If you actually take a look back at how many, monsters I've beaten, it's not necessarily that it's a hard quest, other than this one. And I don't know if they, like, fixed it or not, because I couldn't tell you if I beat the bosses or not. Because I don't have the time to necessarily pay attention. So, if I beat this the first time, I beat it. If you beat this stage already, you're fine. You probably don't have to do anything else. I hope to God you beat it. This was one of the most painful quests I've had to do. And if you know this quest, you know what I mean. But I digress. I beat this stage for kind of show you purpose. It's hard to beat certain things, not necessarily with what they don't give you, but if you swap out characters, right? So I don't know if you can actually swap it out or whatever. I mean, I think you can. The problem is, since I'm free to play, I'm trying to, like, manage the amount of stuff I have. And from stories I've been told, people that have been summoning right now are not necessarily the happiest, because there really isn't too much of a thing to do. How do I put it? Yeah, so we have the extinguisher. There's a couple of characters. Like, I think actually we swapped out for, yes, the tiger guy. But my concern is not necessarily as whether it is fair to do this, it is fair to do that thing. Realistically, a lot of things are what they are just because of monetization and because of Genshin Impact is really, like, one of the biggest, like, reasonings. There's, like, this much like, I would honestly consider scumminess from, like, Gacha. 1% on a banner, even within its own axis of Netmarble, right? I know it's more of an open field when you're playing stuff. The problem I have is that this is not the same level of like Genshin Impact. I don't even think Star Rail. I think Star Rail has more open systems, and I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure Genshin Impact's an open game. This is a much smaller game, granted. We'll give it that. But it's running terrible. We have lag spikes upon lag spikes, and I can't really play it because I'm not going to hold you. A lot of the content from what my friends have told me, right? A lot of this is really important to this. No, not this. This will define whether you can do stuff or not. This is probably, like, the most important thing in the game. Because you need materials a ton. You need a ton of materials. You only get a certain amount daily. It would be nice if you could actually upgrade this as you go. And you can upgrade this as your character, like, level rises. No pun intended, really. But as your level rises, it should be fine. But I'm struggling to play the game because of the loading screen, and because I can't really do certain quests without, like, taking like 20 minutes off to do them, because of simple stuff like, hey, you gotta kill these characters. And it's like, I understand you're trying to make me like a few difficulties, but oh man, I just kind of want to hold on a little bit. Like, don't like it's over. I'm already reaching like, I I already reached like not necessarily like a breaking point, but I already reached kind of like the point where I just can't do much stuff, and it's barely like at this level of the game. If I want to like push myself a little farther, right? I would probably have to, what's the word? Because I would have to either spend more money or use the stuff from my gems or whatever, the essence, the hunter essence. I would have to use the hunter essence and the stuff to try and evolve, and I'm still playing this on and off because it's just like obnoxious to play. It's just actually truly a drag for me to play. It's and like I look at this here and I'm making this video. Like, if you want to play this game, feel free to. If you don't, if you like spending money, feel free to. You're probably gonna know what you want. If you like solo level rise, well, feel free to play it. Would I recommend spending money on it? Depends. I don't know how long this is gonna last. It really feels like it has not really drawn my attention to the game. There's not only that, by the way. Actually, talking about like stuff that you need. So my friend actually told me like this is kind of like an into like being aware of what weapons actually matter. So if you're starting out a little bit early, if you haven't really spent that much money, one of the key weapons that you apparently need is this book right here. The reasoning being, yeah. So in solo leveling, one of the most important things is dealing with a lot of enemies, and if you can't deal with them, you end up having an issue where you have to deal with too much at once. So how do you fix this? Crowd control. How to get crowd control? This book right here. I'm good at crowd control. I'm good at like kind of like luring enemies. The problem is like, from what I've seen, the difference between somebody that's playing, obviously like it's kind of a given, somebody that's actually paying and somebody that's not playing, it's nearly double. Like I've seen the difference. Free to play is absolutely in a whole different standard, and I'm not saying it's like it's really that hard to like. Actually, no, I'm gonna say it's really difficult to like make up the difference, and you don't necessarily need to. But if you're trying to get a character, if you're just trying to play the game, it's just they're not giving me necessarily that much incentive, especially since the first thing I get is, hey, do you want to pay like $6.99 a month on this game? I'm like, no. I'm already paying like $6.99 a month on subscriptions from either it could be Netflix or something. It could be Netflix, it could be Amazon, it could be something like YouTube. Because if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably have a YouTube subscription if you're not playing the game. There are so many little things that it's just kind of throw me into the bus. And what was it like? If you wanna get like anything done, you need. It's withdrawing from me. It's so much to do, and it's so little I can do right now, because I'm just necessarily not interested in the game. I'm 100%. I'm not interested in the game. I've been trying it, and it's just kind of left me in like a place where I'm like, I'd love to try this. It lacks a lot, and it's just honestly, it's probably just the lagging. It's probably been like the most prevalent for me. And it's like. It's just boring. It's just genuinely kind of like boring. I can't really do anything other than stay in the thing, click on a quest, and then you can have auto doing that stuff for you, by the way, which it really is not necessary, because if you do it with not auto, you end up having a lot more issues. And if you can do it with auto, guess what? You can do it with auto because you probably spend a lot of money. You're not actually getting pushed or pulled towards a certain thing because you actually are like having enough of everything, right? So essentially the biggest thing is stats. Since you have to get stats, you need to like invest time and do stuff like the dungeon mining thing, which is really whatever. It's really not that interesting. I try to be one of like the mining things, and I was actually shattered because apparently I've been leveling up a little too inconsistently according to my level. So my best guess, by the way, and I'll tell you something that kind of pissed me off a bit. They're giving me, they're complaining, and I don't know if you guys have gotten this message. So after you play an hour in the game, oh, sorry, are you okay? You've been playing this game for an hour. Are you okay? You should probably like stop, take a break, do that stuff. Alright, so I'm pretty sure you can turn that off as a setting, but the fact that that's the default shows me one thing. They expect you. Where is it? Oh. Okay. I might have to cut that out. We'll see. Hopefully it's not inconsistent. If you saw it, you might have seen a cut, or if it's in here. I had a kind of show in my details, but I digress. Yeah, no. So after an hour, you actually end up getting like a little message that says, "Hey, you've been playing long enough." So you're judging me for playing too long, and you're judging me for not playing enough. Because I know what the daily login is, whatever. I know like the daily missions are whatever, really, at this point. I don't like completing those because it just drives me nuts. Completing daily reports, especially since trying to click on the loading screen is like the natural progression that I feel would be like regular for this game is like not there. I would love to have a better interactive system with the weapon system. I would love it if I just didn't have to necessarily pull in the system. It would be nice if I just got more weapons from going around and doing stuff. Like, again, Genshin might necessarily be the greatest like example of this, but it's just kind of like something that's just in the back of my head. I'm like, well, in this game I could have gone just weapons just in early game and just could have gone on with it, and I could have just played the game and enjoyed it. And then even just for example, Starro, I've seen my brother just kind of enjoy the game. He actually just been playing that game more than Genshin, which kind of just surprises me. But seeing everybody play other games, it's just kind of hard not to compare with other ones. And it's really difficult to just play other games when all you have is this. We gotta keep this in mind, right? So this is what we have. There's nothing else, there's nothing outside of it. You just remain here, right? So game mode story. Oh, cool. So we got another UI. This is literally just like the lobby. I thought this would be like, oh well, we get to play other games, right? We get to like explore, we get to do this. No, this is just the lobby. This is just the loading data. There's nothing behind this, I bet. And there's, I can't even look. Can I look up? Is there anything up? Nope, nope. You get blocked. Okay. Only so far we can look up. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to digress too much. I'm just kind of like not having it with this game. I've just been like struggling to play and struggling to just kind of keep my attention. Because right now, like I won't lie, I didn't like Master of Gun a lot, and it's just like certain things pet peeve me about like the element system, and just been issues from that game. But man, it's and I know we're in an anniversary right now, but it's like so. Right now, if you don't know, we're like the anniversary for Master of Garden. It's a game I play. Don't know how. Honestly, it's not that bad right now. But it's just we have a anniversary event going right now. It's actually pretty decent. I don't know how long we're gonna have for it, but like we have like I think it was like 4 more days on like the triple rewards from like regular quests, I think. Which definitely feels like a little bit better than this game, because I know we're actually blocked in the stamina on the other game. But in here, you're just blocked because you didn't have enough materials, which is a not a great problem to have. Because I could probably log in and off for like days on end, and I could probably end up as max level as the next guy. Well, guess what? I didn't work for it. I didn't do anything. It just dropped on my lap. This is more of an AFK game at this point, and I just can't be bothered. So at most, you probably, and from my understanding, you can actually. It's probably better for you to log in towards the end of the game, or like towards the beginning, because you get more stuff done then, which is weird to me. If you guys would like to actually, we'll see if I can actually get one of my friends on here at one point to kind of talk about it. But we'll see. Because it's hard to describe the issues where I've had with just playing this game. It's just boring, and it just playing the game feels like it's a chore. It's guiding me to a chore. It's not like if I'm playing a game, right? The biggest thing is like I want to be blocked because I'm not necessarily good enough to do a stage, and that I can understand. It's not because I'm like, hey, you have to do these quests, you have to like, because I'll tell you something. All of these quests, all of these things, they don't actually count towards your progression until you unlock them. Apparently, and this is from what I've heard, this actually doesn't count until you've unlocked the quest. Unless it's like something inherent, like level up these characters and like it counts it. But like a lot of these things, oh, you cleared 3 gates. Oh, sorry, it doesn't count until then. And I can understand that, but it's really obnoxious. Like if it had you do like if it had you beat the stages 9 or 10 times, you still would have had to do the same amount of times. It just would be less limited by the like having to unlock this. You have to unlock this. You have to beat this, and as soon as you get in chapter 2 on the quest tab, you're done. A lot of like the systems, by the way, and I found this out as well. So when you're actually paying for the relay pack, for example, I actually found this out. Special. So these relay packs are actually extremely expensive. They're actually way more expensive than I would have expected at first. So I was like thinking like $40, something like that. I would have been still a lot of money. No, so it's $7.99, and it's like $30. Then it's like $40 here. It's like nearly $80 to $90 easily on this, and it's the same thing in the case for like the step up pack. Both of them are the same cost. And I know it's probably better bang for your buck, so to say, but and the relay packs are a whole different level of like, whoa, that's a little bit much. And I'm as much of a fan of spending, hey, you need like this amount for the things, right? So getting diamonds, it's to getting like 9,000 or I guess 14,000 in the case, or 16,000 for the case is $70, which is fine. I can actually see the price. It's more understandable to me. But even then, that's not nearly enough for like anything in the game. Because what is it, like 250 for that, right? So you need about 25,000. 250 you need. 250 for that. Now purchase 250 for the 1 pool, and it's 2,500 for a 10 pool, and then it's 25,000. I have the math one. It's $210, $209.97. It's $210 for 80 pulls, which is not to say that's all you're gonna spend, by the way, because you also gotta spend 4 times if you want to max out the character truly. So for those of you that are, which I don't know if it's just 4 or 5 times. Actually, let me double check on that prospect, because a lot of the stuff is level gated. So if you got on early and then you max out everything, well, you still get max out your characters and see if you actually have enough. And then even then, you still have to wait. You get more XP and you get more stuff to do, but it's really, really bad. So let's see. So we got this. Advance. So you actually end up needing a lot of weapons, actually. You can actually use this one, another one. Okay, yeah, you actually need the weapon a lot more times than I expected this to be, because I think, if we're going by the mathematics, you might need the weapon again and again. So the idea for this is you need it once, then twice, and 3 times, 4 times, and then 5 times. That would be my hypothetical. If y'all know this, let me know, because I just don't want to give like wrong information, but this is kind of what the vibe that is giving me. Because if you need this more than once, that's a little bit much. Or a little, like, more than 5 times, this is a little bit much. For the case for this one, it's fine. But when we're talking weapons like this, right? Or weapons for, like, SSR grade, you're talking, like, there's what is the chance of an SSR weapon, right? So the chance of an SSR weapon is about the same as regular SSR. Rate is about 2%. So you have a 1.2% chance of getting any SSR character, or, well, really, it's about less than half of that. 0.04 is kind of crazy, really. And even if you go to the, like, maxed out, right? We're talking 210 for maybe the chance of a weapon you like, but I guess, from my understanding, it's actually better if you actually spend time on the weapon pickup event that's going on. Nope, that's not it. Hold on, I have to like load in my 3 loading screens. Association, there are events you can participate in. Plus. So special dice. This event. This is apparently one of the best places you can actually get the weapon. Problem is you need to do this over and over again, and since you have like since you actually block from doing this. Oh, hold on. Draw from the rate up draw 10 times, unlimited. So pretty much you can do this indefinitely if you spend enough money. I didn't realize this. So everybody that's not spending money, we're just basically screwed. I was not aware that this is limited. So they only give you 3 daily, and then they give you triple the amount for no work. Which is funny to me because, well, they expect you to work for it if you're not paying. So this game is not meant for anybody that's not playing. This is just meant for those of us that just want to spend money enough to break our banks and just question our life decisions. Because 10 pulls, essentially, you're spending 2,500, right? You're spending. Because by the way, 3 dice is not enough for a weapon. I'm pretty sure it's not. Let's see. Diamonds. 500. This is just kind of head mad. Assuming you get this is still not enough. You have to get the 22 pack. $22 for the chance to get maybe a decent weapon, and then you keep doing it. You probably get max on this. You probably get like 80 pulls. You can get like your character you want. But man, that's not enough. I need to pull in the character again and again, and you have to wait for it to be standard rate up. And even then, it's not a 50-50. It's a 0.6% chance. It's a 30% chance you get it. Or I guess it's a 50% chance you can get your character you want, because it's rate up, right? 0.6% chance of you getting a character. It's not the same as this, which is better because still is limited. Nope, I'm lying. It's a 50% chance. Nope. It's a 50% chance you get the things you want, but it's divided across 4, so that means that everybody else has about a third of the chance of getting it, but you have half the chance of getting what you don't want. So, yeah, no. Statistics don't matter. You don't get what you want. You may get what you want. That's kind of it. I'm kind of tired of talking about this game. I don't want this to be further because I don't want the game to give me an email sending me, hey, you played for too long. Please log out of the game because we don't have too much content for you. Because that's what the hour of playtime thing is. They only essentially, they kind of hypothetically expected you to only play about an hour of the game and then stop playing because you have consumed all the content. Because why have, and I couldn't necessarily access it, and I should end up showing like information that didn't really show because I try to find how to turn that setting off. Imagine doing this like live on stream where you're trying to figure out, hey, how do you turn off this reminder that it can only play an hour according to the standards for this above this game. Because I've never seen a game telling me that it played too long. I thought the whole point of playing games was to play long and to enjoy it. And I'm just sitting here doing nothing, right? I've seen that message 3 times now, at the very least. And they also remind you after 2 hours they complain about it as well. I'm pretty sure. If not, y'all let me know. I necessarily haven't been paying attention for the reminder of, hey, stop playing the game. Why would you say that? It's you should be wanting me to play more. That's the whole point of playing this. But anyway, I digress. Y'all have a good day. Sorry for the long video. I was just kind of like ranting about on this. This may be released the day after. I just did not want to play this. I've been like enjoying the time of like Master of God more. I might end up playing, or I may actually look about Wuthering Waves right now because I did hear like it's kind of like stuff. We'll see. If it's a good game, we'll play it. I don't want to really touch that too much because I'm scared of the backlash that a lot of the people playing those different games and other games like Genshin and all this stuff is just a little scary. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye bye.